So Bonnie Blue is reportedly pregnant and there's a lot of discussion surrounding it. So I thought I'd get involved because I've spoken about Bonnie Blue a few times on this channel and this is a huge development. Before that though, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I've actually been getting a few messages on Instagram of like this meme where the world is literally exploding and the caption is something along the lines of, oh, what YouTubers say will happen if you don't subscribe. However, in my case, it's different and I don't find those memes very funny, quite frankly, because, you know, the world's at stake here and you're laughing. And quite frankly, I find that disgusting. So if you value the planet, subscribe to the channel. But for now, let's talk Bonnie Blue. The first place where this announcement was sort of teased, I guess, is Bonnie Blue's BTS account. This was way before the YouTube, way before the TikTok.
I am full of cold because I'm heavily allergic to my pets, which I'm still adapting to. Making it sound like I'm so out of breath. I mean, I am a little bit, but the pet allergies really aren't helping. It has been something I have been hinting at, and not a single comment has yet guessed it. There's some things I can't tell you straight away because I can't have things interfering too much with my actual job and what I do for work. Because no, me doing my skincare and eating food actually doesn't earn me any money. But I have been wanting to tell you and I've been trying to give you hints without making it too obvious. This is from Boots and it's like 16 quid.
So are we gonna get to the point here or what? Like, what is going on? I don't care about your Boots cream. To be fair, if you're following the Bonnie Blue BTS account, then you must be like an actual fan of her. And just to be clear, I am seeing a lot of stuff in this comment section. Like, you've got comments like this: congrats Bonnie, you'll be the best mama. You'll make an amazing mama, OMG. You're my favorite person ever, I love you so much. Someone's saying that they're a bot. I don't know about that. I feel there's a lot of genuine fans here. This is my Molly May announcement, over 500 likes. Honestly, these comments here are a lot more disturbing. Like, oh, the child, and then it's just like some sort of gremlin looking thing. Now, I'll blur the name of that account because I don't want them to get shit, but the woman who posted that comment really should know better. Like, that is just a disgusting thing to say on the off chance that she actually is pregnant. Now, the actual legitimacy of this claim, we will talk about as the video goes on. Because I'm actually not too clued up on everything. I'm going to be sort of working it out with you as we go through this. My first instinct is that it's fake, but who really knows? Because this video here, this BTS account or whatever, it does actually seem a little more candid, a little more real than the usual Bonnie Blue type stuff. The reason I say that is because you see the pinned comment here. I've just posted a video on YouTube. Just remember it's lighthearted and does include subtle rage bait throughout, lol. That doesn't really sound like Bonnie Blue usually, if that makes sense. Like, I'm reading that comment and going, yeah, I believe you. Like, I believe that the video is lighthearted and that there's subtle rage bait. And I'm not used to believing Bonnie Blue. It's almost as though she's being open and honest about her, like, her marketing strategy for once. But then the whole, like, existence of this BTS account, I might need to give it a wee scroll through to see if it's all this candid. But I'm guessing that this is just for, like, her diehard fans, which there are a lot of. That's something I feel like we forget very quickly on the internet. Like, people like Ash Trevino, Bonnie Blue, all these people are, like, they have genuine fans. As much as we all believe that they're all being hate-watched by most of their audience, like, we gotta remember, no, people really do enjoy their content. Even lolcows to a certain, people like Nova Online or Tofiachu, I'm sure a large portion of their audience are people who genuinely sit down and enjoy their content. Stuff like that is pretty important to remember when it comes to covering people like this.
Half a face mask on because the other half fell off when I was eating earlier. I had breakfast, pre-lunch, snack, and then now I'm having a Sunday dinner.
Yeah, look, I'm looking through like the rest of this account here. This is just her eating dinner and doing like a wee mukbang thing. And you've got a bunch of comments. You've got this one with 900 likes. I genuinely don't understand how people think she's a bad person. Just because she eats dinner and is not problematic in one video, it doesn't erase every bad thing that she's done. This is like if the Joker put like a plastic water bottle in the recycling bin and the whole world went, oh my goodness. Oh, we judged him too quickly. This is amazing. With all due respect, Batman, fuck off, because we never seen you recycle before. Joker, you're the man. I can't understand why people ever thought you were bad. It's a decent looking roast dinner, though. I'll give her that. Right, let's actually get to this pregnancy announcement, then.
You know the TikTok, if I won the lottery, there'd be signs. I just wouldn't tell you. I have been trying, and I have given you signs, but I've just not directly told you just yet. Here is a last chunk of hints. I feel rough. Oh my god, I had some of the best music of my life this week. Because honestly, I've smashed it. Yeah. I've been having the worst headaches. Like, it actually feels like there's a concrete ball in my head. Midday, I'm in Tenerife and I'm in bed poorly, so cheers to them. I was meant to be having a glow up this year, but let's just say it's postponed. out of breath and I've still been poorly, so that's great.
Okay, so that's all the teasers there, although she doesn't actually make the official announcement on this TikTok. That comes next. It comes in this YouTube video here titled, fittingly, Bonnie Blue is pregnant with, I'm guessing baby blue. That's definitely one of them jokes that I think I'm dead smart for making, but it turns out everyone's already made. You know, actually trying to decipher whether this is real or not is going to be pretty difficult. You know what? I guess this video will probably make it a whole lot clearer. But in my mind, Bonnie Blue's sort of been out of the conversation for a few months now. So this would be a very convenient time for big news to happen and spark her back into this whole, I guess, internet sphere conversation type thing. I think it is something she has lied about before, though. You know what? Before we actually watch the video, I feel like we should talk about the breeding mission. I feel like this here, I didn't know about this until very recently, but I feel like this here should have made those hints a lot clearer. Basically, Bonnie Blue set up a quote-unquote breeding mission where she got 400 blokes, allegedly, to just fuck her unprotected, and hopefully one of them would get her pregnant. At least I think that's what it was. I'm not entirely, I've not, like, studied extensively, which I guess it is my job, as weird as that is to say, so maybe I should have, but you know what? Let's go in raw together. Fuck, I definitely shouldn't have said it like that, sorry. I swear to God that wasn't intentional. I mean, if I were you watching this, I definitely wouldn't believe that I didn't do that intentionally, but I promise you that was, you know what? Fuck it, let's just read the article.
2 weeks from now, the not pregnant sign is going to be a completely different story. Because I've spat out my contraception, and these boys, or strong men, shall I say, have promised me big and strong swimmers.
Yeah, okay, I think the chances of this being a publicity stunt is a lot bigger than I initially thought. Because do you really want me to believe that Bonnie Blue has unironically gathered a random assortment of 400 blokes and just completely chanced it on who the father of her future child will be? And did she film this? Like, is the because if this kid is real on the off chance, then is the video of this kid's conception just gonna be online publicly for years to come, forever even? That's like the most insane home video ever. There's just no way this is real. On the off chance that Bonnie Blue actually is pregnant here and plans to keep the kid, if we suspend disbelief and say that actually is what's happening here, then there's no way it's actually one of these 400 men. I don't even think it is 400. Let's be real here. It's not even 400 men. She's lied about the 1,000 men thing before. I do not believe that it's all bullshit. Everything she does is bullshit. It's a crock of nonsense, as some would say. Why has access to TikTok been denied? What is why is bro, my PC is actually trying to protect me from Bonnie Blue information. What the fuck? What happened? Let's read this article on the rules and logistics behind the scenes of Bonnie Blue's 400-man no protection challenge. What a challenge. A classic challenge. You know, you got the fluffy bunny challenge, and then you've got the no protection challenge. This is the challenge that every idiot 18-year-old partakes in. This is like 2026's cinnamon challenge. It's so great, man. Like, this journalist went to journalism school. They probably have a degree, and they're writing. It's not even bad work. Like, I'm not even saying it's bad work. It's good. It is legitimately good work. It's just fucking absurd. Bonnie Blue just completed a challenge with around 400 guys, and it's arguably her most wild to date. Bonnie Blue breaks another vile record with huge group challenges, and the details are hideous. It's all these men with blue balaclavas on. I almost said baklava, the Middle Eastern delicacy. What is this video, man? Oh my God, there's so much coverage of this on this alternative Bonnie Blue account. Like, there's no way that this account isn't run partially by Bonnie Blue. Bonnie is laying claim to obliterating the cream pie world record. The previous alleged record was said to have stood at 65 people and was achieved by Ariana Jolly in Prague in 2004. Apparently there were queues snaking through the mansion, so they are, they're random. They weren't even like assigned or specific people were brought in. It's just a bunch of completely random people. There's no way this is real. It's not real. It's just bullshit. If you believe this, you're an idiot. It's that simple. I genuinely think it's that simple. If you believe that this is how the kid was conceived, you're a fucking idiot. Bonnie Blue's done some low things, but she wouldn't go that low. I don't know why I'm saying that like I know her personally, but I really do believe that. When you're talking about an actual human being being born into the world, there's no way she's doing that. Look at these videos, man. Bonnie Blue gonna catch 1,000 nuts this time. Like that squirrel from Ice Age, I guess. But like all these accounts are just alt Bonnie Blue accounts or like management accounts. These aren't legit accounts, like. They're so sanitized and not realistic. This is all publicity. And again, here's another one. It's from a different account and it's just the exact same caption. Like there's no way this isn't fake. The queue to nut in Bonnie Blue is looking long. That's nice, isn't it? Lol, all these people here for Bonnie Blue again. There's no way this is real. It's not. Like, if you actually think about it for more than a fucking second, you'd realize it's not real. These aren't random people. If it was random people, Bonnie Blue would be dead. Like, here's another fucking, look, another video here. It's all sanitized. It's all fake. And I'm not exaggerating when I say she'd be dead. She would have caught so many STDs by now. There would have been at least one man crazy enough to do something fucking insane and dangerous. The fact that we've not seen one accident, not heard of one violent incident, not seen like anything ever go wrong in any of these scenarios proves that they're fake. The fact that not one kid has snuck in with a fake ID somehow and come out about it later and got Bonnie Blue fucking arrested proves this is fake. Because that would have happened. If she was fucking all of these genuinely random people, an underage boy would have snuck in there with a fake ID at some point. Someone with an STD would have snuck in there at some point. And that's why it is fake, because no one in Bonnie Blue's team would actually risk that. They know if they genuinely were taking random people, that things would go horrifically wrong. Every single man in these videos, despite the sheer amount of them, is someone who was planned to be there, and the reason they actually probably cover their faces isn't because of embarrassment, it's so that people don't recognize them from their social media presence that they all probably have. These are not random men. They're not. The more you think about it, the more obvious it becomes that these aren't random fucking people. What is with the racism in these comments? Do they think there's KFC inside? Because there's a lot of black people on the line, I guess. Because I guess Bonnie Blue's trying to play into the whole, I guess, sexualization of black people. Guess the religion. Gotta be in Birmingham. Bonnie Blue is Muslim mashanal? Okay, I guess this is a new thing going on now. I wasn't aware of all the racism going on beforehand. Maybe it's gotten worse. Which, to be fair, in the UK, it actually does feel as though it's gotten a lot worse recently. New Year, same men. Yeah, this is a thing that you hear a lot as well. It's a completely reasonable thing to say if the men were random. It's like, oh, well, why critique Bonnie Blue when it's 1,000 men who are going to support her? But they're not 1,000 random men. Like, these are people who are probably in the porn industry in one way or another. As fucked up as it is, they're probably just doing a job. Again, we have not seen one person come out with their experience on set with Bonnie Blue who was just a complete random. Not one. You cannot sit there with a straight face and tell me that there wouldn't have been at least one person come out with their experience or make a TikTok about it or anything. It's so obviously fake that it's unbelievable, and I cannot believe that people are so fucking gullible that they actually believe this shit. The biggest problem I have with Bonnie Blue is how difficult she is making the fight for decriminalization for sex workers, which is a fight that I very much believe in. I am a huge believer that decriminalization is the way to go for sex work in general for most countries, or at least most countries in the West. Like here in the UK, absolutely, I think it should be decriminalized. When you look at countries like, I believe it's Belgium, I think Belgium is the only country where it's fully decriminalized, and the results have been pretty positive so far, although it probably takes a bit longer for us to really realize the long-term effects of that. Like granting sex workers maternity leave and unions and stuff for their own protection so that they actually have a boss to go to that isn't a fucking pimp if something goes wrong or they get assaulted on the job. It makes the entire thing so much safer. And there are so many sex work exclusionary radical feminists, or SWERFs as many of you know them as, on YouTube and TikTok, for example. A lot of people who like parade purity culture but dress it up as feminism, who have this like facade of caring about sex workers and fighting against the porn industry and stuff like that, but completely dismissed when actual sex workers who aren't fucking Bonnie Blue come out with their genuine troubles and stories, and you never hear a word from any of those people about actually like decriminalizing the thing. It's like, you don't seem like a very good feminist if you view sex workers as less than people. I'm about to go on a hell of a rant here, by the way. Maybe skip ahead a little bit if you're not interested at all in my sex work opinions. But a lot of the excuses you hear from those people is like, oh, sex work is not empowering, OnlyFans isn't empowering, but that's a complete straw man, because no one is arguing that it is empowering. But more important than that, You're not a sex worker, so how the fuck would you know if it's empowering? I'm not about to talk or give a definitive opinion on the empowerment that sex workers may or may not feel, because I'm not a fucking sex worker. I wouldn't know. But then it's like, okay, what is empowering? Working an office job? Do you feel empowered by that? Is any job under capitalism inherently empowering? Do people do work to feel empowered, or do they do work to make money? Oh, you're selling consent, and that's a horrible thing to do. You know, if you weren't being paid to have sex, then you wouldn't be doing it, so your consent is being sold. That's horrible. Yeah, again, welcome to capitalism. I don't know if anyone watching this video works at McDonald's or any fast food restaurants, for example, but would you be working that fast food job if you weren't being paid for it? No. So technically, you are selling your consent to work that job. Sex work is the same thing. It's just obviously the word consent elicits a much more, I guess, visceral reaction in people when sex is involved. Rightfully so, understandably so. Like, absolutely, it is important, but it's also an extremely flawed argument that is used against sex workers to argue for criminalization when that is not the way to go at all. All you do by locking down on the laws for sex workers and criminalizing it even more so is making life even more dangerous for sex workers. All you do is make it easier for potential clients for those sex workers to get off on assaulting them or give them STDs or do any other kind of horrible shit that they cannot complain legally about. Fucking horrific stories of, you know, places in America, for example, of police raiding brothels, illegal brothels in New York, and them straight up jumping out the windows and dying because of it. Like, the fight between sex workers and the law is centuries long and cannot be overstated. It's a topic that I've truly grown quite passionate about since my first Bonnie Blue video, where I was a lot less educated on this topic. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it now is because I feel like most of the coverage that you see on the internet is so wildly misinformed and almost propagandistic. But a lot of the men and women who cover this sort of topic are so good at presenting themselves as feminists that I think most people don't realize just how unfeminist these ideas actually are. But back to how we can circle this to Bonnie Blue and why she's a problem. She is making that fight for sex workers that much harder, because when people fight to criminalize sex work or make it harder for sex workers to obtain those rights, they can now point to Bonnie Blue and go, well, look at what the most famous sex worker on the planet is doing. Look how harmful she is. Look at all the horrible things she's doing. Do you want this to be normalized? It's like Bonnie Blue is in a position where she has the opportunity, like the golden opportunity, to do something amazing for her community and the people in her field of work. If she spoke up about the oppression that sex workers are going through and actually started these campaigns and fought for unionization, she could be such a net good for the community and everyone involved in it. But instead, she decides to do this and pretend to be fucking barely legal boys. You know, something that will disgust absolutely everyone because they're all too thick to realize that it's fake. And fuck, man, like, yeah, it really pains me. Like, it really does. I know a lot of people will have heard that rant that I've just gone on and either have unsubscribed, especially if you're a sex worker yourself watching this video. You don't need to agree with me. I'm sure I'm not as educated as you are, of course, but stay strong, because I know the world's a tough place right now for you. And I don't think Bonnie Blue is making it any easier. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I know it was a long rant and it was maybe a little off topic, but fuck it, it's a sex, who cares? Because I really did feel like I need to get that off my chest.
You sign it and put today's date. So you remember that time?
Really convincing sort of dialogue there. So you remember that time, and then the audio cuts off. What time are you asking if they remember? Is there anything after that sentence? I'm guessing not. It was probably just for the video to, I guess, trick people into thinking that it's authentic.
I think you know where this about to go.
Alright, Naz, you're gonna have to blur her vaginal region there, I guess. I'm not even sure how that's allowed on TikTok. Oh, again, it's just the exact same video. I guess they did multiple takes of it. I mean, the people don't even look that interested in the video, to be honest. They're just looking to the other side.
I cannot wait to have that DNA inside of me.
Oh my god. Why are they wearing safety goggles? They're not the ones taking the facials here. You know what? I've just thought that is such a good way to avoid getting jizz in your eyes if you plan on taking a facial wearing fucking safety goggles. Or swimming goggles. Oh, that'd be so funny. Oh man. When I worked in a hospital, I knew someone who, well, I didn't know them, but someone came in because they got jizz in their eye, and I guess the bloke wasn't very healthy because it really fucked their eye up, man. It went in their eye and it went like behind the eyeball, like up here and through the eyelid, and it was fucking disgusting. Oh shit, I just remembered that. I've not thought about that in months. Oh, it was grim. It was so bad. It all turned out okay, don't worry. And they were laughing about it too, which shocked me, but more power to them.
Hey boys, who wants to be a daddy? Hey boys.
This isn't real. It's not real, man. Job centers have changed my... This is a great comment. Job centers have changed since my day. How does that have 1 like? That's like the best comment ever on TikTok.
One of these bakeries is now open, and the only thing I'm taking is cream pie.
Yeah, it's a shoot day. Like they came here to film these TikToks and someone's like pretending to get like a unconsensual shot of it all as someone who was partaking in it. That's why she's not mic'd up or anything, but you cannot fool me.
The only thing I'm spitting out today is contraception, because I want to let these men grow their babies inside of me.
And anyone who actually thinks this is real shouldn't be on the internet. I'm not even joking. Like, if you're that dumb, you shouldn't be here. It's dangerous.
I'm not pregnant yet, but today is ovulation. I've spat out my contraception, and no, I'm not using condoms. So hopefully, these men are going to breed me for real this time. 9 months from now, you can call me mummy.
Who wrote these, man? Somebody, because like there's, you know, it's someone's job to write this shit. So like Bunny Blue is the only pornographic actress where their videos have like credits at the end and there's a writer credit. This is not even me virtue signaling here, but I haven't watched enough porn to know if there are credits at, are there credits at the end of like produced porn videos? Because there fucking should be. You know, if the hard work went into it, into the writing, and unless it's all improvised, I guess.
Okay, 9 months from now, these are going to come so handy. So it's going to help me find out who the daddy is. Last year when I slept with 1,057 men, the only thing I left with was a world record. This time, I've left their DNA so deep inside of me, and just hopefully, it's gonna grow.
Is that really the best take you had of that one? Fuck me. Just Eat must have closed down for the day. Again, what's with all the fucking racism? For all the Americans watching this, Just Eat is a food delivery service. I'm not sure you have it over there, where a lot of the workers happen to be immigrants. A little weird that immigrants are doing jobs where they need to motorbike around the whole fucking city at 2 a.m. for people who are too lazy to cook their own food if they're only here for welfare, right? It seems like they're actually working quite hard for people that are so lazy, apparently. Again, way off topic. Let's just keep going.
I like my cream pies double stuffed, and I am happy to say I have taken a world record amount of...
How many of these are there? Okay, a couple more, I guess.
These men must be painters and decorators because they've painted my insides completely white. Today is ovulation day. I've spat out my contraception.
All right, I think we're done with these. Let's actually get into the YouTube video now, unless there's something I've missed. I don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Spend the week with me, but I'm not sure how fun it's going to be. I'm nervous. Over 400 men without protection.
Was that someone taking the ultrasound and they were in a mask? Surely that just outs it for being a complete publicity stunt. I think from that little tidbit, they were taking the ultrasound from the belly as well, when from my experience, it's vaginally. Not that I've taken one, but I've worked around people who have... I worked in a fuck it. You know what I mean. I'm sure no one heard me say that and went, wait, Dankyjabo's taken an ultrasound before. My pregnancies didn't actually require an ultrasound because it was so obvious that I was pregnant. I didn't even need to go to the hospital for like the childbirth either, by the way. I just shit out children every now and then. By the way, I'm not clueless to the fact that trans-abdominal sort of ultrasounds exist either. I know they can be taken from the belly. I think you need to have a full bladder actually so that the ultrasounds like sort of interact correctly and give you an accurate reading. Whereas for transvaginal ones, you need to have an empty bladder and that's a lot more common. So I think that they're a lot more commonly taken. Again, from my experience, it was usually transvaginal. Yep, good bum shot there.
Oh, scratch. Say yes, mommy, it is.
Good transition, that. Good editing. Cute cats, to be fair. Oh, not on the counter, though. Not a fan of that. All right. Let's get to the pregnancy, shall we?
Biocollagen Real Deep Mask. These are really good and really good for long haul flights. A little bit nervous. Also, it's night time and you're meant to have a wee on the pregnancy test in the morning. So I'm hoping that doesn't make a massive difference. Don't look like I'm at a spa. I really want to go for a spa day, actually. I think me and Hermes are going to go to like a nice cottage. No, like a countryside spa where you have...
I went to a spa the other day. I had a spa day for my girlfriend's birthday. I didn't have it on my, like, we had one together because she really wanted to have one. And man, it went exactly how I was expecting. The spa is not for me. It's like some 90-minute back and scalp and head massage and shit. And I was like, just don't get your fucking hands off my head. Really didn't like it. It's like, stop touching me, mate. It's like, what do you mean? You paid me a lot of money to give you this massage. And I'm there like, yeah, I know, but oh, fuck, this is just so uncomfortable. I didn't like it. I don't get how people can do that shit. Like, sports massages are fine. I feel like there's more of a practical purpose there. I can feel like the waste oozing out my body. And it's not a relaxing thing either. Like, it's like honestly, there are some sports massages that you'd think people have been set into a gas chamber if you're just sat on the outside. If you're sat on the outside and the door's closed and someone's getting a sports massage, you would genuinely be forgiven for thinking that there was like a school shooting going in there, man. Like, some of the yells that the athletes produce are unhinged.
Sidetrack, I once had my suitcase packed, ready to leave the next day for holiday, and Hunter pissed on my suitcase, so now I get a little bit scared. I don't know if I'm out of breath because the pet's on now, I'm nervous. This is Marlo. Whoa. He's the real baby in the house. But are you about to become a big brother? So, 1 line pregnant, no line if I'm not pregnant. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I wouldn't even say it's been 4 minutes. Maybe like, what, minute and a half? And so that is a pretty, like, it's like half pink, half white. Kind of looks like a drumstick, actually. Guys, yeah. Definitely pregnant, like fully pregnant. So I'm gonna have to chat GPT what to do next because I'm actually not quite sure. I don't know.
Had a sausage.
What, Bonnie, can you need to... I don't know if this is just annoying me or if anyone else is pissed off by this, and I know there's a big announcement and I should probably talk about it, but like, on a real, fire your fucking editor. Because what is that transition? There's a whoosh sound effect, but there's no whoosh transition. All you've done is cut from a fade to black, which, like, what year is this? It's 2020. Who the fuck fades to black anymore? And then it goes from a black screen, it hard cuts onto a, like, B-roll footage of London or something, but there's a whoosh sound effect that's way too loud, by the way. Like, what is that whoosh doing there? There's no whoosh!
Felt a bit sick, and now I'm off for a scan. So, all in all, not a terrible morning. And got a full bladder. That's quite uncomfortable, so a bit annoying.
Okay, full bladder, that makes sense. That does explain the sort of belly ultrasound then. I'm really struggling to say transabdominal today, so we're going with belly ultrasound. I do know that the medical term is transabdominal. I genuinely can't say it. I'm sorry. My fucking stutter, speech impediment thing's getting to me. God bless Naz for cutting out all my stutters, by the way. And God bless everyone in the comments who points out when he forgets to edit one out. I know you judge him for it, but trust me, I stutter so much in these videos that just forgive him if one slips through the cracks.
I think this is quite expensive face cream. Okay, so guys, I'm at the clinic. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite hard. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I think I might be missing a few organs, so that might be from the...
Yeah, like, how can anyone believe this shit? She's at the clinic and there's some blue-masked guy. It does not take a genius to figure out that this is complete and utter bullshit. Anyone who believes this is either lying or stupid. Like, actually stupid.
I think there's a baby in there. This is my front scan. I don't know why it says BBL though. Oh, and guys, my doctors agreed to wear blue skin masks. Hello. So, lucky me, and...
Fucking bollocks. It's bollocks.
I can't quite find anything, but I'll let you know if that changes. Can you see anything?
1 second.
What, is that the baby?
That is the baby.
That's actually crazy. What, can we hear the heartbeat or...?
It's too early to hear the heartbeat.
No guys, I am actually pregnant. So, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission, turns out it was actually a success. Is it just one baby or 2 babies?
Just the one.
Okay, just one baby. Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission included me sleeping with over 400 men.
Imagine saying all this in front of an actual doctor. You wouldn't, would you? I don't think even she would do that. Also, is his audio dubbed? I don't know. I can see his lips kind of moving there, and the audio is definitely gained a little bit because you can't hear him properly. But it kind of does sound dubbed.
Is it just one baby or 2 babies?
Just the one.
Yeah, I guess you can be your own judge there, but I wouldn't be surprised either way.
So you said breeding mission.
Yeah.
When was that?
2 weeks ago on Saturday.
Given the size, it's likely it was
conceived around 11, 12, 13 days ago.
That is actually crazy.
Is it crazy? Like, how crazy is it that when 400 men nut in you, you become pregnant? How can you actually sit there and say, that's actually crazy? If this were real, there'd be nothing crazy about it. So that is the most predictable outcome ever. But, oh, guys, wouldn't you know it? I went to Spain the other day, and the most insane thing happened. People were speaking Spanish. I don't know about you guys, but that is actually crazy.
I've ordered some protein balls. A ball a day keeps the doctor away. Protein balls from Boost are actually quite nice. Got a smoothie, but they've got the straw. I'll show you what else to get up to now that I know I'm pregnant.
Okay, this is what a 2-week-old baby looks like in the womb still. Yeah, I guess it's comparable to what is being shown there, but I mean, I very much believe that is just an MP4 that they're showing on this iPad. I don't think that's actually what's going on inside Bonnie Blue's belly. I also think the full bladder excuse was just an excuse to get like a belly ultrasound as well, because obviously you can't really put a transvaginal ultrasound on the internet. Yeah, really convenient that one, actually, that you just so happen to have a full bladder going into this. Surely you would have just gone for a piss if you had complete freedom, right? And you had to bring it up as well. Like, imagine doing a vlog. Do you have to bring up that you have a full bladder just out of nowhere randomly at a completely arbitrary moment? I don't know, man. It just screams fishy to me. Yeah, I thought this. Okay, I've just looked it up because I checked. I didn't want to say this in case I got it wrong, but I'm remembering it correctly. Transabdominal scans, which I know I'm saying it wrong, but fuck it, we're using the official terminology, even if I can't pronounce it properly today for whatever reason. But whatever, transabdominal scans cannot actually really be taken at 2 weeks. Like, the fetus is just too small. It's too tiny to actually see anything properly. It needs to be a transvaginal scan at that point in the pregnancy. Maybe not needs to be. I'm sure it's not impossible for a transabdominal scan to be taken, but it's generally very much not recommended. Like, I am pretty certain that if she genuinely had a full bladder going into this, the doctor would have said, right, go for a piss, come back, and we'll do a transvaginal scan, because at 2 weeks, it's not really possible to see it through a transabdominal scan. I promise I'm not trying to be annoying there. I just need to slow down so that my speech impediment doesn't get the better of me. I should probably just talk slower in these videos in general, actually. That's something a lot of you have been pointing out, but I'm so scared of losing retention or attention from in these videos because there's so much short form content. I'm like, oh shit, I need to keep up with this, and I end up tripping over my words more often than not. Also, probably why I swear so much as well, which I've been working on. I recently miscarried, and if this is a publicity stunt that's really low of you, there's people out here who are desperate for kids. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Shit like that's fucking heartbreaking. Yeah, this is fake. I'm pretty confident in just calling it straight up fake. Hang about. Let me go back to the actual pregnancy test there, because I feel like even that was a little nefarious.
No, we're nervous. Also, it's nighttime and you're meant to have a wee on the pregnancy test in the morning, so I'm hoping that doesn't make a massive difference. So I don't like I'm at a spa. I really want to go for a spa day, actually. I think me and Hermes are going to go to like a nice cottage. No, suitcase. Whoa, pregnant, no baby in the house. But are you about to become a big brother? So 1 line pregnant, no line if I'm not pregnant. I'll be back in.
That's what she says. 1 line pregnant, no line if I'm not pregnant. Let's just... Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can see pregnant up there, and you're pregnant, but then not pregnant down here. You can see the line here, but obviously there's no line here on the control part of it. So I don't know if this actually shows pregnant at all. Like the wee line here, sure, absolutely, that would be there if you were pregnant, but there would also be a line here, right? And it says as much here. It literally says pregnant, and then there's 2 lines. There's only 1 line here. That's how the clear blue pregnancy tests work. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what I thought. The positive pregnancy test has a line there, and it also has a line here. That wasn't the exact one she took, though. This one's a lot more like, yeah, okay, so here's the one that she took. Pregnant, not pregnant, and you can see there's a line there. There's a line there for pregnant, and the line's there, as it should be, but then in Bonnie Blue's video, it's nowhere to be seen. This is a fake test. She's fucking lying. She's lying. This is a lie.
I'm pregnant. I have been dying to tell you because this account, I know it's not got a massive following, but honestly, it means a lot to me. I love looking at the comments and I love seeing. I don't know, I just love sharing stuff with this account because you get to see the real me, and I'm just really grateful. There has been a video to go out to announce it. Just remember, if I was just telling you guys, that is not how I'd announce it, but I have a job to do. I have people to wind up, and just because I'm pregnant, I'm not going to forget to rage bait. So just remember when you watch the video, I'm still doing my job. I'm still Bonnie Blue, and
yeah, so the candidness of this behind the scenes account is all very intentional. It almost got me at the start of this video, but now I know it's just, she's being clever. She is very clever. She's like painting this facade of this account being a lot more real, but no, she's the exact same here as she always is, except she's just a bit better at hiding it. Like, she's just as fake here as she usually is. She's not letting the mask slip at all, like, no matter where you watch her from.
deep down, I am beyond excited, beyond grateful. I'm doing everything possible to make sure I'm healthy. I've been going for all the right checks. I have no other words other than I feel like the luckiest girl in the world, and yeah. I don't know what to say because it's hard. I still have a persona to somewhat keep up. And on this page, I never want to tell you something if I'm going to have to lie. So what I've always done is if I can't be truthful, I just don't talk about it, because on this account, I don't really want to rage bait. I don't want to lie. I don't want to be Bonnie Blue as such. So I just want to come on to say, yes, I am pregnant, and I am beyond excited, beyond happy. And the videos and the content you might see, it's done for a purpose.
Okay, let me just say, right, I'll caveat this with, if she is pregnant, I'll suspend disbelief here. Obviously, if she's pregnant, you'd wish the best for her. You hope the pregnancy is happy and healthy, and you wish the best for the kid. We'll get that out of the way. But I am not even going to continue down that line of thought, because I really don't believe she's pregnant. And again, if that does happen to be true, then at the very least, that pregnancy test was bullshit. That ultrasound was bullshit. The whole breeding thing was bullshit. Everything surrounding the pregnancy was bullshit. Even if the actual pregnancy is real, it was not documented in any way, shape, or form publicly. Which would be a good thing, by the way, if she is actually pregnant, that none of that shit is real. I'm saying this in case it actually comes out she is pregnant and people start hammering me. Like, no, even if she is genuinely pregnant, that doesn't make anything I've said in this video wrong or incorrect. So I've thought about it since recording, and my opinions on whether or not she's actually pregnant have changed. I think it's a lot more likely that she is pregnant than isn't now. I still can't say for sure, of course, because it's Bonnie Blue, but either which way, it doesn't really change anything that I've said in this video. And like I say, on the now more likely chance that she's pregnant, in my opinion, she definitely knows who the baby dad is. It definitely has nothing to do with anything that was going on in this sort of, in the context that she's giving, I suppose. She's actually probably in quite a happy relationship, and unironically, I think she'll be more than able to provide the child with a good life. I've actually learned since recording that she's previously had struggles with conceiving or having children, but despite really wanting to with an ex-partner, so this is actually quite a big progression for her, and unironically, that's something to be proud of. Doesn't mean that I agree with anything else that she's done, but hey, if she wants to bring a kid into the world and give it a good life, then who can really fault her for that? But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But honestly, real or fake, I think all of these comments that I'm scrolling through on this TikTok here about the baby and how it's like a group project or teamwork and like, you know, pictures like this and shit, mixed nuts and whatever the fuck, we're taking the piss out of like the alleged baby and shit. Yeah, I think this is all grim, especially if the no, real or fake, it's grim because they're acting under the presupposition that this is a real baby. So yeah, these people are fucking disgusting.
I did say that video would probably spiral and be quite fun for you to watch. How a very light-hearted video can have some of the worst comments. Anyway, do my skincare with me. You'll probably see why I don't hate women, but how sometimes I have anger towards them, because if you look at the most brutal, worst comments on that video, all come from women. All women of which don't know me, have no intentions on getting to know me, and think I should myself. Sometimes when I'm doing rage bait content, I will summarize those women and do TikToks back to retaliate.
To be fair, I do think a lot of the coverage from women surrounding Bonnie Blue has been fucking disgusting. I've already covered that slightly in this video with all the, I guess, alleged feminists, pseudo-feminists I like calling them, who use her as an excuse to just dog on sex work in the entire industry. Or sex workers, more specifically. Let's not pretend like there's any shortage of disgusting comments coming from men as well.
And I think because I've always been painted in such a bad light no matter what I do, it's always been so hard for me to show my side of the story or to have anyone feel sorry for me. And I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I'm a millionaire. I live the best life possible. I'm surrounded with friends, family, and people I love. So there's nothing to feel sorry for me about. But when I've tried to explain the double standards there is, it never comes across the right way because everyone just sees me as the villain. There's a lot of people currently particularly blaming their miscarriages on me. Pregnancy announcement. It's not right to be talking about your miscarriage, the fact that people have stillborns. One, saying, you hope that happens to me, and two, wrong that I'm pregnant and other people have that. Like,
It's not my fault. I didn't push them down the stairs. I didn't punch their tummies. I didn't do anything to inflict anything which would lead to a miscarriage. So
sorry, what is she talking about? There was a cut there. I feel like some vital information was people are blaming Bonnie Blue for their miscarriages. Sorry, what? I'm actually having to go back because what the fuck did she just say? How do I get rid of this fucking AI description of the video? What the fuck? Why can't it go? What the fuck? Go away!
There's nothing to feel sorry for me about.
Oh,
When
less.
I've tried to
Okay,
explain
cool.
the double standards he is, it never comes across the right way because everyone just sees me as the villain. There's a lot of people currently particularly blaming their miscarriages on me. Pregnancy announcement, it's not right to be talking about your miscarriage, the fact that people have stillborns.
People are blaming their miscarriage on Bunny. What the fuck is she talking about? I miscarriaged because of you. She's bullshitting. She's bullshitting. I'm just baffled. I'm actually baffled. Like, what is she actually talking about here?
One, saying you hope that happens to me, and two, wrong that I'm pregnant and other people have that. Like,
Saying that they hope you have a miscarriage is obviously shitty, but that doesn't equate to you are responsible for my miscarriage. Those are two very different statements. Again, the cuts in this video, I feel like there was vital information being cut.
it's not my fault. I didn't push them down the stairs. I didn't punch their tummies. I didn't do anything to inflict anything which would lead to a miscarriage. So don't blame me and use the anger and hatred towards something else. Or, I don't know, there's just better things to be doing. Much better things to be doing. And also, for someone that is pregnant, why comment about miscarriages and stillborns?
Okay, you men are gonna have to educate me, because I've not seen anyone blame Bunny Blue for their miscarriage. Is that a thing that's happening? What do you mean, why comment about miscarriages and stillborns, by the way? Because if you are lying about being pregnant, which based on that video, it's very likely that you fucking are, it's a huge insult to people who suffer with miscarriages and can't have a child when they desperately want one.
Every time I go for a wee, I'm checking the toilet paper halfway through because I'm petrified. If I'm more ill one day, I think something's wrong. And if I wake up one day feeling a bit better, I also panic and think something's wrong. So anyway, if you're from my BTS account, have a nosy if you get time. Obviously not urgent at all, or it's not important. At some of the comments and how escalated things get from just one video. Thank you for everyone that has congratulated me and sent me a sweet message, because words can't explain how excited I am.
Okay, I feel like I've made my opinions pretty clear. They've not changed at any point in this video, I don't think. In fact, the only thing that's changed is that I think it's even less likely that she's telling the truth now. But again, on the off chance that she is pregnant, you'd hope the pregnancy is okay and that everything's good and the baby's all happy and healthy. But again, if she is actually pregnant, there's no way it's as a result of that 400 men challenge. There's no way that was the real ultrasound. There's no way that's the real pregnancy test. There's no way any of the surrounding context behind it that was publicized has anything to do with the pregnancy, which once again, I cannot stress enough, would be a good thing if she is actually pregnant. You would hope that it's with a long-term partner who she is in a happy relationship with that isn't public or known by anyone really, and that the child grows up in a loving home with two loving parents and everything's just dancing dildos and peaches and ice cream. However, I doubt that any of that is happening. So, I guess you can let me know what you think in the comments, and I guess it'll become clearer as time goes on, because that is kinda how pregnancy works. So, yeah, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit more rantier than usual, but there was some stuff I felt as though I needed to get off my chest. I didn't even plan on having that rant when I recorded this video, but I guess it just came to me randomly, and I felt like, you know what? No, this is the time where I let everything out about my opinions on sex work. Well, at least I tried to in a couple minutes, succinctly, but I could make a whole fucking video on that shit, man. And I probably will one day on a different channel where I make like more video essay style content, which that'll come out at some point in this year. Sneak peek there for the real ones who make it to the end of the video for a new channel. Actually, earlier this year was like emailing brothels in Belgium. I could like fly over there and get like an in-person interview with one of them, like a manager or a prostitute that works there, and like see how much it's changed the economy or the sex work institution in general in Belgium, like the legalization of it. I think it'd be dead interesting, especially in today's culture of OnlyFans and sex work being like at the forefront of so many conversations, like people like Bunny Blue who make it so much harder. It'd be good to get their opinion on people like Bunny Blue as well, actually. I think the sex worker's opinion on it is worth a lot more than, you know, a commentary YouTuber. But anyway, as always, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching. I don't say it often, but thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe. You have to subscribe, otherwise fuck you. I'm not thankful at all if you don't subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye!